I want to talk about chromaticism. For the listener, the experienced listener, and for the musician, the experienced musician, and for the composer, the experienced composer, and for the songwriter, the experienced songwriter, because it all ties together and it's all the same thing. Working in tandem, working together to get a message understood. Chromaticism, in the simplest terms, is the closest relationship between one tone and another tone. Okay? So, la 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 la. Now it seems very mechanical, but then you add style. Da 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 da. Rhythm. Style has to do with rhythm. Now, the master of style and rhythm is a person who's been buried. You see this man in my background. His name is Herbie Nichols. And I would have a lot to say about modern Blue Note and even past Blue Note. But they did expose, we'll say expose, certain composers to the modern world and the somewhat modern world. Now, the most advanced expression of chromaticism is in the blues. There's certain blues mechanisms that you use that express chromaticism so expressively, so beautifully, that you don't even notice what's happening because it's a language. You hear a lot of musicians talking about the language because they heard somebody say that shit, but they don't actually know. They're just trying to be cool, like I'm doing with my sunglasses right now, which I'm doing for other reasons. But I'm gonna play this, and there's a couple of little blues things that I'm gonna point out for you. Because the blues is a music of questions. It's a music of uncertainty. It's a music of curiosity. It's a music of coming to terms with not knowing, but still singing about what you don't know and how you don't know it. That's the beauty of the blues. And that's why it takes maturity to even want to play the blues. When you're a young musician, you think the blues is too easy, too corny, too simple. It's not complex enough for you to learn. Which is why I don't play with young musicians, because they don't know shit about the motherfucking blues. Before I go on a tangent, let me play some of this. I'm gonna stop it right there. Doesn't it sound like a question? Then the next thing that comes is an answer, but built in the answer is another question. Watch. Now, when you hear that, it implies that that's a phrase that's very common. You're gonna hear that in all kind of music, from B.B. King to Mississippi John Hurt to Taj Mahal, to Son House, to all of these like stereotypical, firmly rooted blues musicians. You're gonna hear that in what they're playing. And Muddy Waters, all of that. Junior Wells, Buddy Guy. You're gonna hear it. That's Monk. But with this, he's such a master of the blues and such a thinking man that He's just gonna, it's just a lingering question. And this is the end of it. Then it goes right back to the beginning. Then right here, because of his classical training, it's gonna go to like a recapitulation. You ain't gonna hear nobody talk about this shit like this. I'm me. It's gonna go to like a recapitulation point where he's gonna kind of expand on it a little bit, but then he's gonna come back because it's like that's, I'm not, you know, this ain't what that is. I'm gonna go to something else. Watch. Still chromatic. And he did that last little part in the same way that in a symphony, they come back to the tonic. They call it the tonic. Is it related to the tonic, like tonic water or anything else that uses that word tonic? It's the base. It's the foundation. When you understand music, it's so much more enjoyable. Oh, it's just like, it stops being like a fantasy. It stops being a I'm not going to try and do that. We'll save that for another video because I was about to go into a whole nother thought. But this was a brief lesson in chromaticism for the listener, for the musician, for the composer, and for the songwriter. Now, where's the songwriter come in? Because that's when the words come in. But all of these terms imply words. Even the idea of me saying curiosity implies a feeling, implies a stream of words, implies a stream of thoughts. All right, I'm going to stop before I get too deep. Peace.